Well, here we go, folks. A new country, a new club, and a new chapter for Unemployed to Legend as we get underway today at Dundee United with our first two games in the Scottish Premiership. Small problem though, injuries and illness is starting to creep up on this squad already. Hello and welcome back to Unemployed to Legend Club 2 Episode 1 with Dundee United. My name is Craig and coming up in today's video, as mentioned, we have two Premiership matches against Rangers and fellow strugglers Aberdeen. Before we get fully into the episodes, if you are new to the series when it says Episode 1, first of all, welcome. Second of all, this is a continuation of the current Unemployed to Legend series that's been ongoing since Club 1. So regardless of if you're new to the series, when this is a very good jumping on point, or if you're continuing on from previous episodes, make sure you hit the like button down below, smash the big red subscribe button. Let's just help this video out, get this video out to as many people as possible, so who knows, they may enjoy the journeyman's adventure that we are currently on. But we currently find ourselves now in Scotland and in the Scottish Premiership. And since you were last with me, we've only literally just taken over about just under 2 weeks ago. So these are the first two games with Dundee United that we're going to be playing today. So we are starting from 9th place in the Scottish Premiership, 20 games in. And we are playing a Rangers side who are sitting third, comfortably ahead of us. Personally, I don't expect too much from the Rangers game, but certainly the Aberdeen game that's in the second half of this episode will be crucial. But since we joined the club, all I've literally tried to do is try and thin out the squad as much as possible. Trying to get players either shipped out permanently or on loan. And that's mostly from the development centre, which we identified in the last episodes, where we've got a bunch of 5 and 4.5 star potential players. A lot of them are too young to probably play at the moment, 16, 17 years old, so they'll be for the future. But there were a few others who are sitting in here, in their 20s with not that much great potential, or who weren't good enough maybe for the squad. So we've tried to ship them out, again, either on loan or permanently. And I don't think we've actually got anyone else in at the moment. No, nobody else has actually come in. But I think just behind my head you can see there's been a few players who have gone out this month. And they're mostly youth players. Craig Moore on loan, Kieran McKinley, and actually Andy Cannon is like 28 years old, so he's gone out on loan with a view to moving him on in the summer. But for now, this is just about seeing how good or how weak or where the squad needs to improve in these two games today. Are we not actually at the match yet? I thought it was like 3 o'clock already for the kickoff. So what I'm going to do, we're going to continue forward till 3 o'clock, and then I'll come back with the starting 11 for our first game against Rangers. Okay, finally the match is here, and as I go through the starting 11, I'll just give a quick overview of each of the players that are starting. We'll get used to them as the season goes on and over the summer as well, assuming we make it to the summer. But first up, in goal will be, what's his name, Josh Vickers. Still getting used to the players' names myself. 29-year-old English goalkeeper. He has been here for over a year and a half. Came in from Rotherham in the Championship, so that's clearly the sort of level he is at the moment. Goalkeepers is a weak area of the squad, and that's something I'm not sure I'll be able to fix in January. So Vickers will get the nod ahead of, who's that? Jordan Smith, who's here on loan. A back four of Cunningham, Odesina, Morrison, and Gardner Hickman. Greg Cunningham, he's just come back from injury. He's 33-year-old Irish international. Didn't realise that. Mentally very good, but he's very, very slow on the left-hand side. Only arrived at Dundee from Preston in the summer. Odesina, he's an 25-year-old English centre-back, over 6 foot tall. That's what I like. He's very quick, and he's also just arrived from Bradford in the summer as well. Getting a sense that a lot of players have literally come in from the youth teams. From the youth team or literally in the summer. Liam Morrison, we identified him in the last episode. 21-year-old Scottish centre-back. Also very tall. He's not actually one of Dundee United's own. He's the man who came in from Würzburger Kickers, formerly of Bayern Munich. That's all I needed to know. And at right back, you've got Gardner Hickman. He gets the nod at right back, 23-year-old Englishman. Again, It's come in over the summer from West Bromwich Albion, £205,000. In central midfield, we have, I believe that's Lewis O'Donnell. Yes, a man we've identified in the last episode. He's one of Dundee United's own, and he's been playing for Dundee United since their championship days last season. So he's someone who's got the colour of orange running through his veins. Tyrese Fornah, 25-year-old English midfielder. He is the ball-winning midfielder in our squad. Physically very good, or decent at least for this level. He's been with Dundee since last year in the Championship, helped them get promoted, and it looks like he hasn't been given much of an opportunity, actually. Not as many games for Dundee United this season. Let's see how he does. On the left wing, we have Kieran Sadlier, a 30-year-old Irishman on the left wing, just come in again this past summer from Bolton Wanderers, £325,000. Not exactly splashing as much money around, but they're cheap deals that are probably going to help Dundee maybe survive this season. Declan Glass, a 24-year-old Scottish attacking midfielder. He will be playing behind the main striker, at least in this game, one of Dundee United's own. Very nice. He's got previous Premiership experience as well. So he's someone who we will probably want to keep around, especially as he can still improve. On the right wing, Aurora, I don't know how you pronounce his first name, Aurora Edwards, I'm going to take a guess at. A very, very pacey 23-year-old Ghanaian winger who is currently wanted by West Brom. Yeah, hopefully they'll just leave him alone. He's played 0 games this entire season. He's one of those players I brought up from the development centre because he should not be down there. So let's just give him a crack and see how he does in the main squad. And lastly, we have Tony Watt up front, 31-year-old Scottish international. I wouldn't have played him here in this match if Ross Stewart was actually fit. Ross Stewart is going to be missing both games, I believe, in today's episode because of injury. So Tony Watt's going to get the nod, at least for this match. He's been at Dundee United for a few seasons and scored next to nothing. Fantastic. I don't know what else to expect. What is his best role? Deep line forward. It might be I'll play him as deep line forward if he doesn't work as an advanced forward. So that's going to be the starting 11 we're going to send out. Who's Stephen Bradley? Who are you? You've been here since the summer and you've not played. Did they not just give you a number? Oh, for goodness sake, this club. We've got a few things that we need to sort out over the next few months. There is going to be a massive rebuild. Again, assuming we survive to the summer. There will be a massive rebuild. A purge comes the summer. Everyone expects us to lose here, so prove them wrong. I mean, we are away at Rangers, aren't we? But let's go and see just how strong or how weak this squad actually is. My goodness, that's a nice looking stadium. Is this Ibrox? I mean, obviously not real Ibrox, but I quite like the stadium design. If only the Rangers job was open instead. Actually, I wouldn't have taken it anyway. I probably wouldn't have taken it. I make a point of never managing Celtic or Rangers because that's not something I really want to do. Split opinion on my channel between Rangers and Celtic fans. I know the history. I know how ferocious that rivalry is. So I'd rather be at Dundee United, where we can then try and take on Celtic and Rangers at the same time. Break the old firm domination. I was about to say as quickly as possible, but it's not going to be as quickly as possible because Rangers are so far ahead of us. It's scary. At the beginning of the January transfer window, oh my god, they just smacked the post already. Beginning of the January transfer window, a news item came up saying that Rangers were linked with Fabio Vieira from Arsenal. I mean, all good saved by Vickers. That's the calibre of player that Rangers are clearly looking for, whereas we're looking at the bargain bin for January. We're looking at freebies because we don't really have much of a transfer budget. In fact, I've actually moved all my transfer budget into the wage budget so we can actually get some players in on freebies if necessary. So I've got about £7,500 spare wage budget. But that's what we're looking at until at least the summer. So literally mid-table is probably the best that we're going to be hoping for so far for this season. Maybe the Scottish Cup, we are still in that, but only if we're able to get through the fourth round. And there is what? and he fluffs his lines as the defenders get back very, very easily. He isn't the fastest player, is Tony Watts, and at 31 years old, he is definitely not a long-term viability for this club. So he did as well as he could there, but I'd rather Ross Stewart, who I don't even think is that fast anyway. We have absolutely nobody up front except for Tony Watt. He's just completely isolated. I've literally just plugged in a 4-2-3-1 Route 1 tactic. I mean, Route 1 is a style apparently this club knows fairly well, but I don't really know how well it's going to do anyway against a team like Rangers, and they have just gone 1-0 up after half an hour. Quite frankly, if it wasn't for Vickers, Rangers would have been about 3 or 4-0 up by now. Anyway, so positive signs maybe for Vickers. If he's going to be our goalkeeper for the rest of the season, then absolutely fine, as long as he performs. But I don't really have much hope, like I said, for this game. It's the game against Aberdeen where it'll give us an indication of just where we are. And we've just slipped into the bottom 2 of the league, so we're in that relegation playoff place. Fantastic. We've got to get ourselves out. As Rangers hit the bar again, my goodness. I think it's best just to drop back to balance. We're clearly just being outplayed here. And it is half time. Has been a very, very poor first half. Although Rangers is not the game that you want to see how well you're going to be doing. Sadly, is already an attacking instruction. Gardner Hickman, will leave him on support. I'm just thinking, who else could I even bring on? Paul Nebel. Where is his best position, actually? Is he a left winger? He's a right winger, apparently. Okay, what we're going to do then. Edwards will go out to the right. Paul Nebel is going to come on. I didn't start Paul Nebel, by the way. I know how good he is. He looks. I didn't start him because he had literally come back from picking up a knock in midweek. Cunningham is the only left back in this entire team today. Why have I not got another left back on the pitch? I've got about 7 left backs in this whole squad. Goodness me, who does my bench? Because it clearly isn't me. Well, Rangers are attacking again here, and that's a familiar sight in this match. It's going to be a while before we're going to be on Celtic or Rangers level. They are the dominant teams in Scotland, and that's just how it is. Especially when you've got Rangers linked to players like Fabio Vieira. Terrifies me. You knew that was going to be a goal. As soon as he lined up that shot, nobody closed him down. I'm sorry, what is the press is on? Counter press. We may as well just do a counter press. Because nobody is within 10 yards of this shot. As soon as he lined it up, right here, yeah, he had all the time in the world. He could have actually had a cup of tea in the time it took him to take that shot. Okay, 72 minutes. I think it's time to see how many more substitutions we can make. I forgot to check how many substitutions we actually can make. Gardner Hickman, he's going to go off. Kieran Freeman can come on for him. I think was he their main right back? Yeah, he's been their main right back this entire season so far. And by the looks of it, he's been swapping with someone else. Don't know why. He's been playing at left wing back. What? Alright, so you're a competent left back overall. That's absolutely fine. Darragh O'Connor is going to come on for Odesina. He is someone who I will probably start at centre-back more often, but he had just come back from a knock. I forgot to show you how many injuries we'd actually picked up, but I noticed by the time we got to match day, about 2 or 3 players had already come back. And do you know what? Maureen McLeod, let's try him up front. He's 18-year-old, he's 2 stars. But physically, he looks good. Let's see if this works, because it just hasn't been working at all so far. Let's give him a bit of encouragement, because we've given him none of that today. We're going to need more than encouragement against Aberdeen, because from the schedule that I looked at, this team has only won 5 times in the league all season. They haven't won... they have won 2 in their last 6. It's now going to be 2 in their last 7, which is horrifying form, especially when we've already slipped into the bottom 2 of the Premiership. So we need to drag ourselves out of the hole that this club finds itself in. That was a good cross, but unfortunately, nowhere near good enough. And is that Garnacho? Oh, for goodness sake. Wow, there's such a difference in class in this league because that was catastrophic. Look at this. Garnacho was well clear anyway. Oh, for goodness sake, the keeper dived and O'Connor tackled at the same time. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, that wasn't a good first day at the office. A 3-0 defeat, but I think it was more than expected. Proud of your efforts. Well, not really, but I need to get the confidence of this squad up quickly, and we need it quickly to be good. For Aberdeen, they're a point ahead of us in 10th. That game is even more crucial now after they just beat Hibernian. Right, let's go see if we can sort this shambles out. We'll see you back for Aberdeen. Okay, second game against Aberdeen, and just to show you, just behind my head here, there have been a few injuries that I was talking about earlier, although Dara O'Connor, he's literally just got ill. He's now out for another couple of days. That's the thing I was mentioning back in the intro. There's been a virus going around the club, and quite a few players, despite me sending people home, have been getting ill. Hence why a few of our players, unfortunately, are missing matches. Moore Taylor will be back in a week. Lewis Strapp, another of our left backs, he's out for another 6 days. And Ryan Wintle, central midfielder, who would probably have started as a ball-winning midfielder, he is still out for another 4 days. And Ross Stewart is out for another 5 days as well. So he's missing the next match after this as well. But also, I've made a tactical change. We are going to go for a 4-3-1-2 asymmetrical, what was effectively a 4-4-2, but I've just moved Paul Neville into attacking right attacking wing, so he can be an inverted winger, which apparently is his best position. I want him to use this 16 flair, so hopefully we'll see a bit of that in this match. Maybe. I just want to see an improved performance overall. But this is going to be the 11 that we're going to send out. Vickers stays in goal. A back four of Cunningham, Edwards, Morrison and Gardner Hickman. In fact, actually, where is Odesina? Where is he? Have I just gone past him? There he is. Timmy Odesina, I've just realised all the morale is really down. Oh, that's not good. So if it actually affects this match, I'm going to have to do some drastic morale improving after this game. But we'll see how it goes against Aberdeen anyway. Neville is on the right wing with Middleton, O'Donnell and Forner in midfield behind him. Tony Watt stays up front along with Declan Glass. We're going for the old 2 up top because I feel there's a bit more success for how I like to play Football Manager with 2 up fronts, especially as Tony Watt was so isolated in that last match. The poor guy barely had a sniff apart from that one chance that he fluffed the lines on. We're all sick and tired of getting bad results, so go out and change that. And Paul Neville was just very relaxed about it. I hope that's a good thing. Only 3 of them seem motivated, which is something I hate every single time you start at a new club. It's like the players don't listen to you. First time though at Tannadice Park, maybe they'll be motivated by their own fans. Hang on, I hope the sound is actually off. Let's just skip that quickly. Alright, cool. Everything is still the same. That's fine. I forgot to check that before the last game against Rangers. Otherwise, you would probably not have heard me over the sound. But if the music was off or the sound is off for the last match as well, then it should be fine. Right, first highlights, and we have just lost the ball. We've just got it back again, and there is Watts. Oh, it's over the goalkeeper as well. And I think Glass has just been taken out, and it is a penalty and a chance for our first goal at Dundee United. Come on, ref. Let's give it. Yes, it is a penalty. I don't know who the penalty taker is. It's Tony Watt. Oh, God. Please score. He scores, and I think that breaks his goal drought. So I saw that in the inbox before this game. No, sorry, after the Rangers game. But I think that is his first goal of the season. I didn't see down at the bottom there. And it is 1-0 Dundee United against fellow strugglers Aberdeen. That could be massive, assuming that we hold on for the victory. But at least we know there is goals maybe in this team. But certainly Declan Glass starting as the deep line forward up front was a master stroke. Ball was passed in there, but it was a poor one by Aberdeen, and Neville on the right hand side. Let's see if his flair is any good for us this season. Middleton into Cunningham. I didn't expect to start Middleton at all. There is Watt. And Watt is through here. Finish it. Oh, it's off the line. Come on. That's cruel. Oh, Tony Watts. He's feeling it today. But that was just cruel. He should have put some power behind that. We have a corner just before half-time. Please, beg, someone put it in. Odesina was so close. It is another corner, though, but we've got the big men all up front. I think everyone is at least 6'1" up top. And that is just about being cleared. There is O'Donnell, but he keeps the ball. I was about to say, play it over to whoever this is. Is that Neville? Doesn't matter. It's just gone out anyway. And it is half-time. I would love it if we can actually score some goals from set pieces, because I think that is what would help keep us up. Let's go. Let's keep going in this second half. I just saw on the screen, just before this highlights, that Aberdeen have apparently gone more attacking with a higher tempo, which may or may not be good news for us. If they just lump the ball up top, then hopefully that is something we can maybe deal with. Oh, thank goodness, that finishing was awful. But I'm hoping that'll be something my defenders can deal with. Middleton with the free kick, and it has just been cleared. And I don't know why. Was that Forner? Not convinced of him as a central midfielder, quite honestly. That'll be something that I'll have to change. O'Donnell clearing up very well there, and we have. Why is nobody up top? Sorry, we've got two strikers, Watts and Glass. Why is no one up top? Get me Ross Stewart quickly. Just get this man back in the team. I need him. I need to see what he's all about. If he is the best striker in the club, certainly. Oh, and that is just wide, and Aberdeen are turning up the pressure a little bit. We are going to look at making a substitution, actually about now. I think there are a few tired legs out there. So, Fornart is definitely one of them. And Bradley, is he a central midfielder? I mean, he's not a good one, is he? O'Donnell and Neville can't play well together, which is a bit of a problem. Hold up, sorry. Who else? So you got O'Donnell, you got Neville. Winter is still injured. Then you got Fornard, then Glass. I don't want to have to drop Glass back to midfield. Although I feel he would actually be quite good. I think we're going to have to do that, aren't we? So Glass is going to drop back. And Edwards will go up top as a deep line forwards. He's not that good. Good grief. Hang on. What can he play as? Is he an advanced forwards? Well. What are you? What? You're a deep line forward. Oh my gosh, I've been playing you the wrong way round. Right, Edwards is going to go up front as the advanced forward. Watts will go as the deep line forward. And Glass is going to drop back into midfield. Nebel can stay as the attacking winger on the right hand side. We're not going to encourage right now because we are still thankfully winning 1-0. But there are maybe one or two more changes that we can make as we head into the final 10 minutes. I still haven't looked at the rules to see how many we can make. And by the looks of it, yeah, we actually can make some more changes. Oh my god, everybody is... yeah, that hasn't gone well, has it? Everybody is just absolutely dead. Right, Odesina is actually having a good game. Edwards is going to come on for Morrison. Wait, did they only make one change? Good grief. De Silva is going to come on for Cunningham at left back. And I hope we can make one or two more changes. I mean, we haven't got any more. Who can Glass actually come off for? Bradley, Mikason, Sadlier. What's Sadlier? He's just another... How many playmakers do we have in this squad? My goodness. Mikason. He's another play... How many playmakers do we need in this squad? Bradley's going to come on for Neville. On that right-hand side. And I think he's just going to stay... Probably, yeah, he's just going to stay as an inverted winger on attack. But I'm hoping now we can just do a little bit of game management. Well, we've got a corner. Middleton, if we can score from here, make it 2-0, just put all the game management on, that'll be handy. Oh, it's in! It's in! Edwards has it in the back of the net, but the referee is checking for offside. Please just allow this. That was the goalkeeper who the ball came off of. Oh, it's been disallowed. Damn it. Edwards would have had his first goal of the season otherwise, and I think it was off. Oh my gosh, yeah, he's well offside. It was off the initial header by Odesina. That, quite frankly, was cruel. Very, very cruel. And we are just going to put on all the game management. I don't care about anything else. I just want the 3 points. And that has taken us out of the bottom two. Relief all around as we get an all-important 3 points against Aberdeen. And that has shoved Aberdeen back down to the bottom two. We are currently sitting effectively mid-table, 8th place. And we are better off than where we started this episode. Fantastic stuff. Right. We are going to come back after the January transfer window. I'm not too sure how many new faces we might get in. If we do, then I'll introduce them, of course. But for now, I think we need to get a few more games under our belts. So we're going to come back probably for the Ross County and Hibernian matches. I'm just going to leave Celtic and Hearts for now because I think we know they're not the games that we should be targeting at the moment. So we're going to come back for teams probably around us in the league. And Hibernian, who are third. Fantastic. But Ross County is definitely going to be a big match for us in the next episode. If you have enjoyed this episode, make sure that you hit the like button down below and smash the big red subscribe button so you don't miss this new chapter with Dundee United. Here's hoping we survive to the end of the season at least and stay in the Premiership for next season. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all for your support in this series as a whole so far. And I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode.